All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakadash, and double honors once again, as always, unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who well and taught us truth. Okay, peace, much love, and salutations always to those for elect. And just a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Shah, Lord's will. It be edifying. You see by the title, listen to the management. Okay, and pretty much, going into the order that ultimately Yahweh Bashim Al Shai has ordained. Okay, and that order starts with, first and foremost, the apostles, the elders, the elder bishops, great millstone. Okay, on down. So it's definitely, what's the word? It's important. I think the word I'm thinking of is imperative, but it's important. Which let's look that up real quick. Imperative, if that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, expressing command, advice, or exhortation. So yeah, it's imperative. Okay, it's important, if you will, for us to listen to the management again that Yahweh Bashim Shai has ordained. Okay, and it's set up once again through those men, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone on down. All right, the true leaders of Israel. And then at the end of the day, if you don't receive that and you don't believe that, well, then the Lord is just not dealing with you. Because when you look at these other camps, they don't have any true leadership to look up to that um that uphold any type of values. They're all liars. Okay, they're wicked as hell. All right, they're doing nasty shit behind the scenes. Then telling you that you're stupid for following them. Taking money, what they call it, grifters. Okay, but the Lord has already appointed men on the earth. Okay, to run and control the flock. All right. And so mainly, especially something that us brothers here in the body, here in Great Millstone, and especially as younger brothers, okay, something to definitely keep in mind when your leadership is saying something and certain orders go out, it's imperative, okay, it's very important that you listen, okay? So this is 1 Corinthians 14, just starting here real quick, and 33, and I'm going to jump down. It says, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Right. So the Lord is not the author of confusion. So the leadership is there because the leadership is there, man. If you wanted to be the head, or you wanted to be the second, or you wanted to be in a position of leadership, and you weren't putting that in, the Lord didn't put you in that position, that means you just not fit, man. And it's not to say that certain brothers are better than others, but that's just not your lot. So don't go and try to force it in and create, because Jacob literally leave a camp just because they don't agree of who the leader is, and they think that they should be the leader, or they think somebody else should be the leader. And it's especially, uh, uh, what's the word? Damn, it happens more so often when you have brothers that are younger in age that are in, a leadership position, and you're dealing with older men that are well, far beyond their age. Okay, oh yeah, that little nigga can't tell me what to do. Well, the Most High set him up and appointed him to be in that position. You have to follow that, man. We're not looking at, and that's going against the scriptures too, because you're judging on the outward appearance. You're judging it based off the fact that he's a young man and he's going to do things contrary to what you're doing. All right, but ultimately he's in the spirit. You know, the Lord is dealing with him. Okay, and that's just something you got to deal with, man. And then at the end of the day, it really shouldn't fucking matter. When it's all said and done, there's always gonna be somebody above you that you have to report to. So that spirit of wanting to be the top guy and wanting to be the one to give commands is very weird. Cause you ask, You ask a lot of brothers, man, that are actually in leadership positions. They didn't ask for that, but that's just the lot that the Lord put them in, and we gotta do it. You know, Shalom, bro. And yeah, I was just about to jump down to get that. Verse 40. All right, First Corinthians 14 and 40, 144. It says, let all things be done decently and in order. You know, there's an order that the Most High has set up, and you have to follow that. If you're not following that, then you're going off, and you're subject to judgment. And there's guys like these other, the other camp leaders, they want to have the position of the apostles, but they wouldn't be able to deal with any of the shit that the apostles have done dealt with, man. They have that true experience. I think when you go into that word, it means to like try out. Let me see. It says in the Edamon experience, it says observation as the source of knowledge. An event which has affected one, experiment, a trial. So they've been tried. They've went through the trial. Look, to try, test. So they've been tested. They've been tested. They've been put through the trials and tribulations. So they know what they're talking about. That's why it's important that, hey, we follow after what the apostles say. Now, they even tell you that themselves. Don't go be, don't just take everything that they say and run with it. They tell you to, back it up or look it up yourselves. And it says, try the spirit by the spirit, whether it be of the Most High. But we have tried it. Nothing that they've taught us goes contrary to the scriptures. It all lines up with the scriptures. Every single one. There's no holes. There's no gimmicks. No, it's purely directed or purely backed up by Yahweh Bashim Shai, all through the spirit. So it would be wise of you, okay, to take heed when these men are telling you something. And again, even trickling down to your camp that you're in, man. Or even if you're not in Great Millstone, but you're reporting to a camp, within Great Millstone. Those men, they're appointed over you for a reason. Listen, take heed to what they're telling you. You're always gonna have heads, you're gonna have people that's above you. You have to be taking heed to the orders and to the things that brothers are dishing out. Even if you don't disagree. Or even if you don't agree, I mean, Salaki. Even if you disagree, man. All right? Because you got this. Let's get this real quick. And then sometimes you'll be told some shit and you might not like the way it's delivered, but hey, if the brother ain't wrong, then shit, it don't matter. When it's all said and done. This is First Peter's 2. I'll start at 17. It says, honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear the most high, honor the king. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward. Right. So you got some brothers like myself. I ain't going, I'm very laid back. I don't like conflict. I don't really deal with that shit. I can get to that point, but I really don't like to because that's just not, that's just my spirit. I don't really care for it. But you got some brothers that are rough as hell, man, and they'll cut your ass out. But at the end of the day, that brother ain't wrong with what he's telling you. And it could be a little bit, rougher than you would like, but it's not about what you like. It's about the order. And then ultimately, stop bullshitting. You won't have to get God on if you just do what you need to do, you know? And especially for brothers that are, like, again, us younger brothers, make your heads job easier, man. The heads of your camp, the heads of your region, make their life easier by just doing what the hell you need to do. The more, I think, it's delegation, the more that bros is moving around and being in order and following what needs to be done, it makes everybody's life easier. And then again, you ain't even in no room to get cussed out. But when that time comes, because we're all gonna slip, okay, and correction must come, it must happen. But even when it does, whether it's a good a gentle brother or whether it's a brother that's very forward, regardless, you have to take in consideration that, hey, This is Yahweh Bashim Al talking to me right now. You know? That's another thing. Jake be in the camp, don't like the heads of the camp, but you believe that Great Millstone is men of the Lord. Then why the fuck are you here? You know, if you don't like them that damn much, then just bounce, bro. And we seen it. You know, brothers done dealt with it. And it is what it is. Good fucking riddance. But this is something to definitely, you know, keep in mind. Okay. First Timothy's I 5. Oh no. Well, let's get this what the brother just dropped. Because I was gonna get that too. Goddamn phone. Or not phone. It's like your laptop. Sheesh. First Timothy's 4. So let's go here before I get to verse or chapter 5. So First Timothy's 4 and verse 16. Wait, time out. What the hell? I had that already. Okay. I knew I pulled it up. So First Timothy's 4, and I'm gonna start at 14. Okay. It says, neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. Now you go into that word for presbytery. I'll grab it real quick. In the blue letter. It's Strong's G 4244. Let's I'm gonna let it play.
Strong's G 4244. Presbyterian. Presbyterian.
Yep. And it says body of elders, presbytery, senate, council, the elders of any body assembly of Christians. But the true Christians are, the Israelites. All right. So going back again, what does it say? Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. Right. So don't neglect the things that the elders, the apostles and the elders have taught us, man. They've put in work, years and years of work to make sure that they're guiding the flock the proper way. And the Wadihah Bashim Al Shai for the tutelage, being able to be brought in under these men. Okay, which is not praising men and man, we're not doing none of that. Because they'd be the first ones to tell you we don't do that shit, or don't do it. But we're just speaking the facts, because when you go to other camps, they can't say the same. Sakari's leader abandoned them, jump ship. Okay, the other ones either stealing from you, lying to you, or both. And one nigga's back then he told you to take the jab, so they're not leading the flock properly, man. They're leading the flock astray. But our teachers, they're guiding the flock the proper way. That's why there's not going to be any excuse in that day. All right, verse 15 says, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, the one doctrine, the 100% doctrine, all right, which is taught here in Great Millstone. And if you don't believe it, then you just gonna be a disgruntled nigger, okay, on the comments or whatever. But we don't care, because you don't have it shows that you don't have the 100%. There's holes all in your doctrine. 0 sense. It says, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both Salaki. For in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Right. So it's vital to continue in the doctrine. Take heed to the doctrine. Take heed to the leadership. Okay. It's vital for us to do these things, because this is ultimately the way to salvation, by following or listening to the management. And again, it's not going to always be appealing to you. There's going to be things that your leaders will tell you, and you may not necessarily agree. Pray, fast, and then just wait on the Lord to reveal it. It's happened to me. I didn't understand a lot of shit. Like, what the heck? What? You just pray to the Lord and you wait. That's another thing too. Jake don't want to fucking wait, man. They want the revelation or the breakdown of it right then and there. Sometimes, man, brothers ain't got to give you no damn breakdown. If they say don't do something, just don't do it. They have the experience. They're knowledgeable enough to know you about to put yourself in a very messed up situation. He don't need to tell you why or to give you the full on reasoning. Some brothers will, but some ain't. They just say, "Hey, don't do that." What's wrong with it? Don't do it. And stop questioning your leadership too, man. We're not saying be yes men, yes master and shit like that, but Jake, you gotta be mindful, man, and be in the spirit. Okay. 1 Timothy 5:1, and I'm gonna jump down. It says, rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren. Right. And these are our spiritual fathers, the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops. So we treat them as such, and yeah, rebuke not an elder, man. You Jake trying to correct men that's above them that taught them the truth. You know the names of Yahweh Shema Shai because of the apostles. Then you gonna get on video and saying that the apostles are wrong. You out of your damn mind. Now, if you have leadership and you see that they're doing something that is clearly contrary to the scriptures, okay, and to the order and doctrine and so on and so forth, there's still a way that you go about it. Okay, you don't talk to him like he's your equal or beneath you. No, you still, hey, you pull him to the side and see, what I'm saying, talk to him about it. But that doesn't get, because that don't give you liberty to just go and cuss a man out. All right. And then even for us brothers, us young leaders, we got to keep that in mind too. Don't be tyrants. Don't just be yelling at brothers just because you got the liberty to, because they ain't gonna say nothing back. Nah, man, just, deal with the Akim as it says, as brethren. You ain't always got to be, in that damn spirit of just, you have rough men, but at the same time, you can overdo it. You got to just read it all through the spirit, man. Okay? You have to read it through the spirit. Jumping down 1 Timothy 5:17, it says, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor. That's why we give double honors to the apostles and the elders when we open up our videos. Okay? That's why if we get the privilege and the honor to be around any of these men, hey, it's 100%. Whatever they need is, hey, we got it. It's a blessing, again, Thawadi Abashim Shai, that we've received this truth. And we received it through these men. They put the labor in 20, 30 years plus, going on 40. And now they're reaping the fruits of their labor. This is a beautiful thing that the Most High is doing. Okay? So that's why we give the double honors. That's why we, and really when you go into that word worship, it just means to give reverence, to give or to show honor to. All right, in so many words. So yeah, because Jacob, y'all worship the apostles. Just go into the word, man. We don't bow. We don't have a picture of the apostles and we pray to it every night. We don't do that shit. That's weird and off. Okay, they're not Yahweh Shai. They themselves will tell you that. But do we give reverence? Do we give double honors? Absolutely. And we're going to continue to do that because that's part of the order. Okay? It says, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. All right, they've been there, done that. They've put the work in. They've put the work in, man. So it's always be mindful. Okay, put the not put, but make sure you're giving enough respect, okay, to the management, man. It's bigger than just saying con. Because Jake, you'll say con and then you go and still do the opposite. You're not listening. And a lot of Jake has fell off just for not fucking listening. The Lord is telling you something. Hey, just deal with it. Just, hey, it is what it is. It's not always going to be cute. It's never going to be cute, as a matter of fact. Shouldn't be. All right. Now are we looking, walk around? Rebuke me, elder. No. Nobody that's like nobody's doing that shit, nigga. But just be mindful, man. Don't be shocked when you're told about yourself. Jake don't like to be told about themselves, and that is the biggest problem. That's the biggest flaw amongst the nation of Israel. You can't tell a nigga nothing. No, we're here to be told about ourselves so we can correct ourselves. Because again, if we believe these to be men of the Lord, who is talking? Who's speaking through this man? The Lord. All right. Hebrews 13 and 17. And I think, well, let me get this definition real quick, if I didn't already. Management, it says act of managing by direction or manipulation, uh governing body. Okay, and I'll just get the word for manage. It says to handle, train, or direct, and then quotations, or not quotations, parentheses, it says a horse. Now what does that scripture say in the Apocrypha? A horse not broken becometh headstrong. Okay, as another, hey, sometimes you need to cuss out, you need to get told again, told about yourself to control a horse. Cause Jake be goddamn out here wilding, man, doing too much, foaming at the mouth. Somebody gotta tell you about yourself, bro. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, and don't run away from it. Bros are here to manage. That's it. All right. And Hebrews 13 and 17, and I'm gonna close. It says, obey them that have, hold on. Yeah. Obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls. And as they that must Slakia, as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief. A lot of y'all bros be stressing the fuck out of your leadership and you don't even know it because you think that it's just the truth just surrounds you and that you're the only person in the camp. Bros got 5, 10, 15, 20 plus members in the camp. They do not have time to sit there and walk you through and baby you through the shit. Every time the heads to get together, it's talks about this brother. Yeah, this brother doing this again. This brother doing that again. Now it's to the point, it's with grief. We watching your soul with grief. God damn, when the hell he gonna get it? Tap into myself first and foremost. Okay, because again, just because you have a leadership position does not mean that you just axed out a judgment. No, you still under the watch. You're being watched more. Hell, if you are in a leadership position, you're being watched more. But for the brothers that ain't, be mindful and remember that everything that you do will fall back on the men that are above you. Don't be selfish, man. Don't be selfish, Hakim. Just be mindful. And again, Jake don't always want to, you go this brother again, and this brother, this brother, this brother, this brother. Those conversations are not joyful. It's with grief. What does it say? As they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. Make everybody's job easier by doing what you need to do. And the number one thing to do first is listening to the management, listening to the men that have been appointed above you. If you don't agree, pray and, go on about your day and let the Most High, because even if you are wrong, let the Most High deal with it. Because they ain't to say that, every leader be right. You got some weird niggas out there. Okay? You've had weird niggas. We've encountered them. But you let the Lord deal with it. You don't take matters into your own hands and then you get angry and then just leave. He could repent. What if you leave the camp because you think the leader wicked because of one thing you saw? He repent, but you leave and then you just threw. It was pointless. Stick it out. Hey, let the Lord handle it. Hopefully that brother get it right. If not, then shit, he gonna be removed. No sweat off your back. You know, just something to put up. You know what I'm saying, to the body. You know, Lord willing is hitting home. Okay. Again, man. Hey, listen to the management. All right, tap in when bros are telling you something. You know, and just shit. Listen, absorb what they're saying. You know, and then apply wisdom. You know, pray, fast on it if you need to, and then just keep pushing, man. All right, because brothers that brothers that are in the right spirit, they're not gonna lead bros astray, man. And that could be shit. That could be offending to a brother if you give some advice and then Jake think you telling him the wrong thing. Now, brother, I would never want anything bad to happen to you. That's why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. You know. So be mindful, man. You know, keep that in mind. Keep that in consideration. I just wanted to put it up on wax. And Lord's will, it was edifying to the elect. Okay, before we close once again, giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim HaKodash, and double honors once again, as always, and to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. Peace, much love, and salutations always to the elect. Hey, to the next one, Shalom.